Hello, welcome to Prague. Sorry, again I did it. Welcome to Vilnius. Please let me know that you can hear me, you can see me well. But on this side is all okay. There is a little bit loud because I'm on the main square, one of the two main squares, and there is some festival starting, live music, a lot of loud sounds and so on. So, welcome to Vilnius. Yeah, hi Satyam. So I believe that you can hear me. Uh, like Vilnius is capital of Lithuania, and I'm coming here quite often. My name is Katerina. I was born in Prague, live in Prague, but I love traveling to Baltic states, and this is Lithuania is one of them. Vilnius is capital. It has about 600,000 people. I'm going now to switch the camera like this one, and again, because that's the playing with the zoom. I have to make it twice. Oh, you see, it's just started. The same time they're starting the show. The main square. I call it like Wenceslas Square, comparing it to Prague, but it's Rathaus or Town Hall Square, as the building is a town hall. It's 7 evening at this moment, and I wanted to start here at this place also because the street is quite nicely decorated. It's called Glass Street. It has a lot of design shops, but also it has this angel guardian who is guarding the entrance to the street. So now let's go on. We are a little bit on a hill. People say it's not really a hill, it's just kind of a little bit up, but we are going down. The church we are seeing in front of us, that one, it's St. Nicholas Church. It's Orthodox church, and it's kind of unique architecture. It partially was built like a Catholic church and then redone to Orthodox. So this one tower is for Catholic, and there is the little dome, a little bit hidden, which is for the Orthodox. And here at the bottom of the square is also interesting fountain, especially great when you have warm weather like today. But now I am showing you that church. Vilnius is a city of churches. There is thousands of them. Some of them during communistic regime were like a service for cars, Museum of Atheism. By the way, Museum of Atheism was this beautiful Baroque church. I will show you only a little bit the top of the tower. It has tower that looks a little bit like a crown, so St. Casimir Church. But some of them, this one is already nicely redone. Some of them still are not in the best shape, like is this example of Mother Mary Church. But I have been before the tour like for an hour inside of this church because there is a pancake restaurant inside. I will post later on, I will post photos I have made in interiors of the church. So on Facebook you will find some additional pictures from my today's traveling the city or walking the city. So this one, it's Mother Mary's church, and it's a pancake. That's actually people who have a little handicaps. They take care of the restaurant. The money is, the prices are very nice, and it goes to the community. So that's a great place. The sky is, as you see, the whole day quite lovely. Give me a second. I will move it a little bit. The camera is, for some reason, was still down, so that looks much better. And then I need another thing because I did some shopping, so I'm carrying in one hand a bag, so I have to kind of handle the bag and the gimbal and all the stuff. Oh, sorry for moving. Now it's gonna be okay. So let's walk down. This is the, let's say, main touristic street going down from the town hall square where we are to the square down the city, Cathedral Square. Where is the cathedral? But you see a lot of churches. We will meet also on our way down. It's interesting how they are. The Lithuanians have a lot of these kind of decorations, all the flowers. There was a shop, very huge, strawberries, and this is my favorite shop. They have linen dresses, and they are very nice. So you can, I know it's against the glass, but you can see very nice painted dress. The traditional, not visible. The traditional here is the linen fabrics, and you can buy almost everything. So this is St. Nicholas as we talk about it. Notice also the interesting shape of the church, as it has at the bottom it's kind of square shape like here, then it goes with 8 angles, and then it's even another shape. So it has different shapes, and on the left hand is the Orthodox dome, little one. So that's St. Nicholas. So the first ever mention of Vilnius was in 1323, and the foundation of the city is connected with the king Gediminas. Yeah, the names are quite funny also for me. So Gediminas, the language that's spoken here, it's Lithuanian, which is Baltic language, and it's nothing similar to our languages. So sometimes the names can be a little bit unexpected. So Gediminas was king in the beginning of 14th century. And the royal palace used to be in Trakai, which is beautiful water castle or castle on lakes, about half an hour drive from Vilnius. And he stayed, Gediminas stayed with his family there. And once he was on hunting and fell asleep, decided to take a nap under one hill. And during that nap, he had a dream in which there was a wolf, and he was howling like, he was actually a metal wolf, and he was howling like 1,000 wolves. And that's when he woke up, and he asked a prophet to explain him this dream. And the prophet told him that he should build a castle on a hill and start a city. And the fame of the city will be so far, and the city will be so strong, like the howling of 1,000 wolves. And that's what happened. So that's how he founded the Vilnius. Here we are seeing a little belfry on the right hand side, a wide one, and behind the trees is hidden. That's the place where the oldest stone church used to be. It's also the oldest Orthodox church. We are seeing the second Orthodox church, but there is more Catholic churches. It's just coincidence that these are next to each other. The thing is that this is the oldest Orthodox church in Lithuania, in Baltic states. It's called St. Praguebykaty, another very strange name, Praguebykaty Church, and this starts to be quite interesting. In this church, we are back to the beginning of 18th century. One man was baptized. This man is probably not very famous. However, his son, not son, but grandson, is the most famous Russian poet. You can think about it, you don't have to write it, it's a bit complicated, I know. Who wants, you can write it if you already know. But I will tell you, the most famous Russian poet was the grandson of a man who was baptized here. The name of the poet is Alexander Pushkin. I believe you have heard this name. But who was his grandfather, and why it's so interesting that he was baptized here? So Peter the Great, the founder of St. Petersburg, the big Tsar of Russia in 18th century, was also traveling places, and he brought prince from Ethiopia, from Africa, African prince from Ethiopia, and his name was Hannibal. And this man later on became the grandfather of the famous Russian poet Alexander Pushkin, and he was baptized in the St. Praguebykaty Orthodox Church. This is really interesting, and that's maybe the reason why Alexander Pushkin has these curly hairs, which you normally never notice, but then when you know that his grandfather was from Africa, then it kind of makes sense. What is typical here? It's a amber. We will see some display, also scarves and wool and wood. And my favorites are these kind of a scarf. It's linen scarf in different colors. You just throw them over your shoulder, and I quite like them. This is amber shop. You see a lot of amber designs hanging from the top. The stores are slowly closing because, as I told you, that's already kind of people more go to restaurants than to shopping. This building on the left-hand side, that's really strange. You see that's some 1970s, quite awful building, and it's on this main touristic street in Vilnius. However, yes, that's how it is, because especially during communistic regime, a lot of these things happened, that these houses were built. It's another linen shop, and you can see the linen in like a thread here on how you can buy it. You can also make something from it. Another nicely decorated entrances, and it's a barber shop. And the church in front of us, it's St. John. It's part of university. Almost all the complex behind it, and to the left, it's a university of Vilnius, which was founded in 1579 by Stefan Batory. It's quite interesting. It has very nice not library, but shop with books. So I forgot how to call it. Bookshop, yes, bookshop. And it's very nicely painted with frescoes, but it's new. It's from 1970s. So the frescoes are quite funny, showing the faces of the teachers and of the students. Yeah, so this is the way down. The main street, a lot of restaurants, bars, souvenir shops. But when you are in Vilnius, never forget to peek inside the courtyards. This is one of the beautiful courtyards. Fortunately, finally, there was a lot of cars, so they are gone. But I like how they have it decorated. There is another shop where you can buy the wools. You can use them, and look at these fern lights. And let's go even a little bit further. I just like how these little courtyards look like. I look up, you see, there is even a statue of Madonna. By the way, Lithuanians were the last one in Europe to get the Christianity, but now they are mostly Catholics. That's a mostly Catholic country. However, as you saw, Orthodox churches and so on. So that's the beautiful fan lighter. Baltic boutique, Balta. So this way down, but I'm not going to take you there. Unfortunately, another group goes with us. It's quite popular little street. It's called Literatu Gatve. Literatu, like literature, yeah. Literature, we can see the name here, Literatu, and the G is Gatve, meaning street. Imagine 1990s, late night, one drunk student is going home through this street, and he's like, yeah, this is Literatu Gatve, so maybe it needs something with writers, with literature. And we will soon see what he did. Meanwhile, yeah, there is a sign that Adam Mickiewicz lived here. This is kind of funny because it's in 3 languages and every writing is different. So Adam Mickiewicz was Polish, but also Lithuanian writer. At the top we can see in this house lived Adam Mickiewicz in Polish. Here we have it in Russian. So who can see it? You can see it. And this is a different spelling of the name. Adam Mickiewicz in Lithuanian is Adomas Mickiewiczius. Also your name, if you will come to Lithuania, is going to be changed from Satyam to Satyamus, for example. Or my name, Katerina, Katerinas, probably something like this, usually S at the end. There is a big tattoo shop, and I quite like the photos they have here. It's kind of funny, it looks like the whole family is being tattooed and so on. But anyway, let's go back to this Literatu Gatve. So The idea of this drunk student was, let's do something with it. The wall is empty, let's decorate it. And it started a big boom that a lot of Lithuanian artists did a little piece of artwork representing either the author or his work of Lithuanian writer. It doesn't have to be really Lithuanian writer. It can be writer in Lithuanian language, which doesn't have to be the same. But anyway, there is so many works. For example, this one, and you have the number there, 115, and then we can look up who made it, for which artist, for which work, or another one, Shimaichia Julia. Yeah, so there is. You see at least 115, but they are growing and growing. A lot of different little pieces of art representing. Yeah, I like this really. Some of them are getting new, some of them are old. Yeah, just waiting for the group to go on to look at something. I showed you the stomatology thing, which is kind of funny. Yeah, I also like this boy, so you can enjoy them. And that's 235 number, so at least. And then there is like this kind of list, and you can see number 18, the author and the name of the writer. So this is how it looks. Then here it goes to 101, but look at the other side. That one goes to 223, 223. That's the max on this list, and it's spreading all around, and it's more and more and more. That church there we are seeing, it's Theotokos. It was in 19th century, or so Orthodox, quite funny, not Orthodox. But anyway, this one was given to the university. And imagine what was there. They half make it library and half make it, so what is it? If you are a doctor, you are studying to be a doctor, and you are examining the dead bodies. I forgot the name of it. So that's what was done there. Examination for dead bodies inside of this. And this is another one, my famous, not famous, but favorite cafe, Bagelista. I've been there before. I went to the Pancake Church, so I will post some pictures of the interior, this one as well. As it's Literatugatve, that's a book, a lot of books inside of this place. So these cozy streets of the old town on the left-hand side still are going. The art, little pieces, 130, and so on and so on, and it goes even here. So you can see it really is all around. I like this doggo. I have this picture somewhere put, so that's quite nice. And the knives. Not sure. Emiras Kusturica. Emir Kusturica is a famous Serbian making movies, so Serbian movie director. So he probably did something in connection with Lithuania. That's why his work is represented here. This is a bit posh restaurant, a bit expensive, but a very nice location. It's also interesting how some places are deteriorating, some places are more beautiful. This is originally Catholic church, however today is desecrated, and it is Museum of Architecture. Originally it was built from money of one of the nobles. His name was Leo Sapie, and he actually wanted to make this church to be like a burial place of his family, like a crypt for his family, which only he was buried there, but now it's a beautiful museum of architecture. Mostly pictures, mostly photos, so not much models or something, which I would like, but also architecture is also good. So pictures. So that's the one here. And from here we are starting to see one of the, not dominant maybe, but one of the very interesting places. You see it on the horizon, more or less. I try to keep it in the middle of the screen. Now we are losing it, but we are coming back. So you see the hill on the other side. That's already behind a little river. So you see the hill. It's called Three Crosses. I hope you can see that there are 3 crosses. They were there to remember 7 monks that were killed because before the Christianity was taken. So 7 monks who wanted to bring the good message, hear the evangelium, but then they were killed. And as a kind of saying, I'm sorry, these 3 crosses were erected. During Soviet regime, these crosses were run over by cars, by big cars. So today, if you will go up, you can see some people there. Here under the crosses, you will find 3 demolished crosses from 1980s. These were built later, and I kind of call them the Eiffel Tower, not because they are on a hill, but similarly like in Paris, if there is some celebration, something goes on, they put lights in the colors representing the celebration or being sorry for something. So the same happens here. If there is a holiday, they put the green, yellow, orange colors of Lithuanian flag. If there is a need to feel sorry or to support some country, they will put the colors of the country on it. And by the way, one personal remark. I was here 2018 in winter for a holiday because there was not much work in Prague. And we have stayed in Airbnb in exactly this house, which is a great location. We had windows directly to the 3 crosses. But here we are, coming to see one of the most famous. It's called Gothic, not file. The best translation of the Czech word is file, but Gothic pieces. So that's not Czech Gothic. You know, Czech Gothic, it's made of sandstone, big block of stones. This one, it's North Gothic, which is made of bricks. This church, it's called Saint Anne Church. I will again send you pictures from the interior, or I will post them actually to the Facebook. The interior of Saint Anne Church. And it's so beautiful that imagine when Napoleon was here going to the Moscow, he wanted to take this church brick by brick and bring it to France. He told, it's like so small that I can have it in the palm of my hand. So that's Saint Anne Church, a really beautiful piece of North Gothic. And behind it, it's San Francisco or San Bernardine Church. This was part of Bernardinian monastery. So that's behind it. It's not in the best shape. Yeah, that's really beautiful. So that's San Bernardine behind it. That's kind of this orange thing in the middle. Yeah, that's a bit bigger. Doesn't look like, but it's a bit bigger. Anyway, there is a statue of Adama Mickiewicz. That's this writer who was Polish and Lithuanian both. He was studying here at the university. And here on the left-hand side, we see the buildings, which are former monastery, and all of this today belongs to the university. Behind it, it's quite beautiful garden, a Bernardinian garden. So let's go again further to see this most. Sorry, I am kind of going backwards, so I don't want to fall down. So, this most beautiful, one of the most significant views in Vilnius is exactly what we are looking at the moment. So Gothic collection, that's the right word which I want to use. Gothic collection, Saint Anne. Imagine where the Napoleon's army was coming back from Moscow, where they badly lost. Imagine soldiers from the army came here. They were a lot of them injured, a lot of them dying, and there is buried a really unbelievable number of 70,000 French soldiers here in Vilnius itself from the Napoleon's war. That's pretty high number. It's almost 1/3 of the whole army. So we are looking, this is quite beautiful view back to the St. Michael's, today Architecture Museum. And we are going back because I want to show you another street, quite picturesque, quite lovely. So just have to go way back. It's a little bit busy with cars, and that's happened quite often around. That I have some favorite shops with design or something, and today the shop is gone. It's actually on the right hand side, used to be, now there is something else. So let's just walk to another like street. Yeah. So in terms of economics, Lithuania is kind of close to us. In some aspects it's better than we are. In some aspects they have worse results. The whole country is only 2.8 million inhabitants, which means 2 Pragues. Yeah, the city here, it's just not even 600,000 people. And when I was here for the first time, 2008, I fell in love with this building because it's completely different from the others. I will show you from the other side because at this moment we are a little bit against the sun. But the whole old town, you have old buildings, and then you come out with this interesting Gothic. And also there is, even then, there was a lot of flowers. So it's like lovely views through the fence to the flowers. So let's go back and kind of see with the sun at our back. So you see this building is brick. We don't have these brick houses in our country, so that's probably why I am obsessed with them. It's an apartment building and a beautiful church and blue sky. So we already talked about the Amber. Amber is traditional here, and just on my right hand side is the Amber Museum. And again, one of the courtyards. Unfortunately, I was hoping that these windows are displays of the Amber shop with the big boat, which is made of amber and so on. So we missed this one, but anyway, soon we will be in the shade. So the sun, which is now a little bit against us, is going to go down. Another beautiful courtyard, which is restaurant with Lithuanian cuisine. By the way, Lithuanian kitchen is absolutely delicious. It's one of my most favorite ones. And they love dumplings, they love potatoes, they love dill and sausages and chicken, potato pancakes, other pancakes. So that's all this. You see how lively the place is. A lot of locals. That's not really tourists, even if it is a touristic area, but tourists, it's more like on the next street. And this side street, that's almost all the young people sitting there were locals. So you can see how nicely this is, again with the lights, how nicely it is done. And now the street in front of us, it's again the main street going from one main square to the other. So we will walk it down. As I told you, some of the buildings are deteriorating, so they are scared that the balconies will fall down. It needs some reconstruction in here. So Pilies Gatve, meaning the Castle Street. We are back to see the Church of St. John, the University Church, and all behind this block of buildings is university. A lot of courtyards and so on. What happened to me and my husband when we were there for the first time, we actually went visiting the university. And what happened? Somehow after the visit, we went through some courtyard here, courtyard there, and we ended up on that street. We made it through the backs of these buildings. So here we are, we see some amber stuff. So I say in Prague, don't buy amber, that's not ours. But of course here in Baltic states, that's exactly what is local, is amber. The most cheap is actually the yellow. Then you see the whitish one, it's a bit more expensive. Then you see the greenish one, it's also expensive. But then you have the red, which is not here, which would be the most expensive. from the big pieces to smaller stones. This is kind of raw, not polished. It looks like this. Oh, let's go on. This is my shop. I just walked by it and it's quite lovely. Look at this. They are also great in design. So look at these brooches. They are pretty big. And I kind of like these fat ladies swimming. I love swimming pools and all connected with swimming. So I like these brooches. And also these ones were quite lovely. So that's Lithuanian design. Yeah, here we have on a t-shirt, we have the wolf from the legend of foundation of Lithuania. The wolf howling like 1,000 wolves. So that's him. He looks like he's armory. That's probably in the dream he was metal. So maybe that was more like a real wolf in armory. On the right hand side we can see a restaurant which is called Etno Dvaras. And I call it like a Lithuanian McDonald's. It's not so many branches. There are 2 Etno Dvaras in Vilnius. I know maybe there are more, but they have delicious. It's a kind of chain, and they have delicious food. Yeah, you saw the brooches. Yeah, and one of the brick houses remaining here. So very interesting details above the windows or in between the windows. So today, Galleria, but also architectonic object. So this is a street which goes around the university on the left-hand side, and at the end of the street you will find President Palace, which originally was Archbishop Palace. Today is the seat of President. And behind this entrance, it's a Rimi. You see the word Rimi, Rimi Express. That's one of the Nordic chains. So you probably, what you have? Yeah, I forgot. Different chains we have here. Tesco is English or Carrefour is French. That's what we have. But here they have Rimi, Iki, Maxima, all these chains. Another Lithuanian cuisine. That's another place where I sometimes go for the dinner. My most favorite food, it's šalti barščai, pink soup. Let's look at it here. That's the pink soup here. The name of it is šalti barščai, cold beetroot soup with potatoes. It's cold. It's dill. It's a beetroot. It's a cream, sour cream, it's egg inside, and then as a side to it you will get potato, and that's šalti barščai. Last week they had big šalti barščai festival, everything was dressed in pink, and I have my socks which are pink with eggs, and they are šalti barščai socks. This is quite lovely. This used to be there used to be a tea room and coffee room. That's why there are these beautiful cups on the wall. But today it's wine bar. So wine bar is not bad. It's just a little bit spoiled, as it used to be this tea room, and there were the teapots. So it kind of was very nice. And now it's wine bar, which is not bad. Wine is not very produced. Wine is not produced here in Lithuania. There was not enough sun, not enough hills or mountains. Yeah, look, that's back. We are looking back at the St. John Church of the university. Now I am showing it to you because you can see the tower. From the tower, it's quite beautiful view to the city. I've been there once. That's the time when the lift was working. I have heard the lift is not working anymore. So I haven't been there since. I prefer the towers with lift. And again, big life. So on this street it's also locals, but more tourists. Locals are in the hidden streets at the places where we have started. There is bars. They love the beer, similar like we love beer. So they have also their beer, which is called Švyturis. It's actually here. This is not visible. Švyturis meaning the lighthouse. Yeah. So I am happy that you are joining me. Thank you that you are here with me. We are now coming to the main square, and from here, that's exactly the place where the founder Gediminas of the city took his nap, just in the park in front of us. And later on, he built the castle. You see only remaining tower from the castle. It's a hill. It's a tower. There used to be more from the castle, but now it's just this tower. By the way, you can take a funicular from the other side to get up to the tower, but then you have to walk just like 3 floors to the top platform and have a lovely view. So that's one of the main spots and main viewing places. And here is another hill. That's the one with 3 crosses. 3 crosses are exactly there, so you can see them side by side at the moment. Let's go for the crossing, because that's, you probably notice, it's not very like Old Town in Prague. Also here there is not big car traffic, not street for cars. So this street is one of the circles around the city which we can use with car. And let's look this way. That's already a cathedral. We will get closer and I will tell you something about it. Just waiting for the green light. If we will walk like right to here where the cars are heading, that's where this beautiful Bernardinian garden is. They have a fountain there, and at night the fountain does a light show. I've been there only once because I am a big sleeper, so I usually go sleep quite early. Now we can have the view to the cathedral and Cathedral Square. That's where the Christmas markets are happening. If I'm lucky enough, I have planned the Christmas markets tour to Vilnius this winter. And if people will buy it, then we will get here and you will see. In Vilnius, they usually have one of the most beautiful Christmas trees. So look at the YouTube, put their Christmas tree Vilnius, and you will see different designs all over the years. That's quite interesting. I prefer like real tree. They have some artificial tree. However, they do a lot of lights and a lot of different designs, so it has another style. That's sun against us again, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. It looks nice at the moment. So the standalone belfry, it's in front of us. It's separated from the cathedral itself. The cathedral, the building is from 18th century. However, the first church was built here already in 12th century, just a wooden one. Then it was gone because firstly, Lithuanians didn't accept it. Christianity with the king Mindaugas. They even killed Mindaugas, the king who brought them Christianity, and then became Christians 200 years later, like the last one in Europe. That's a restaurant. I, by the way, had my lunch today in this restaurant. So let's look at the dishes. I have the chicken Kiev, but that's a zeppelin, very famous potato dumplings. And that's a shalty barshchai with the roasted potatoes, the pink soup, the roasted potatoes. So that's just a few from the kitchen. And we have seen the orange tower at the top of the hill, which is like a top, like upper castle. And then there is the lower castle. The lower castle is now coming to the view. That's this building. And imagine when I was here in 2008, this building was not there. It was not standing. It's not really completely new, but there were just some ruins. And since 2008, in something like 3-4 years, they completely built new castle. It's now museum. That is funny. You go inside a courtyard. Now they are having some theater there, and there is escalator. The escalator going down underground, and that's where you can buy the tickets for the museum. Here we are seeing Gediminas. After he took the nap, you can see even the wolf under him. So there is the wolf. And that's the main statue of Gediminas, and some other names on the stand of his sons and grandsons. So the cathedral on the left-hand side, most of the building from 18th century. The oldest part of it is this, I'm not sure if you see the color, but this kind of greenish chapel on the right-hand side. That's this one. I will then post you also the interior of it, because at this moment the cathedral is already closed. So that's the most beautiful Baroque chapel in Baltic states, and I will post some pictures. You see the sunset is coming. I just want to take you, it's not going to be much longer, the tour, closer to the tower to see something around, and it's going to be the end. Vilnius is beautiful. We are seeing really a small part of it, but the main part. This is almost the whole city center. Another beautiful part of the city, it's independent Republic Užupio. Užupio meaning behind the river, as there was it's behind the little river which is called Vilnia, and that's something like Montmartre, Bohemian way of living, artists living there. And they founded the independent republic as a protest against all the entrepreneurs who in 1990s wanted to buy every little building, demolish it, and build there some huge hotel or some huge office building. So as a protest in this quarter behind the river, they founded independent republic. They have border control. You can get your passport stamped with their stamp. The area itself would be lovely to walk it. So if I'm coming to Vilnius next time, I will show you Užupio. Anyway, huge statues. You can see how huge the statues are. This is, you can guess, you can think about it, but I will tell you the story. So meanwhile, think about it. On the left-hand side, they are evangelists. You see the one with the eagle is Saint John. And this one, even Michelangelo made statue of this man with the horns. You see him with the horns, and it's Moses. It's Moses coming down the mountain Moria with the book of 10, you know what, I forgot. So anyway, he's bringing the commandments down the earth. And this is a problem with translation. In the old language, it looked like he's coming down with horns on his head. That's why a lot of older Moses statues have the horns. But actually later translation was that his face was shining. So shining face changed to be horns on the face. So yeah, in Rome you will find him exactly. That's very interesting. Now I'm not sure if I should show you. So I believe you will kind of forget till next time, because on the ground there is a lot of tiles. One of them is different. One of them has a writing on it which says Stebuklas, meaning the miracle. So now I'm going down, so you will get lost, because when you come to Vilnius, you have to find this tile by yourself. And you see that now you are lost, you will then not have chance to recognize it, but I will take you to Stebuklas. This boy already found it. You see him turning 7 times, standing on a tile, because his dreams will come true, his wishes will be fulfilled. So when you are in Vilnius, you have to find this tile by yourself, Stebuklas, turn 7 times, and all your dreams will come true. And I will show you another thing. By the way, that long avenue in front of us, it's called Gediminas Prospect, and that was where the Russians, when the Soviet Union was, so that was kind of a display street for them with a lot of shops. And like this, even now it's nice. There is a National Museum, a National Theater, some post office, some other buildings. At the end of the street, about 2 kilometers from here, it's a parliament building and so on. But I wanted to show you this thing. another tile. It's plastic, you can put your feet inside. And that's the place where started something which was called the Baltic Way. What was the Baltic Way? In 1988, it's just around now was the anniversary. 2 million people from Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia joined together. It started here under me in the tile. That was the first man standing, and they make a human chain. They kept each other's hands from here to Tallinn. If you drive it with car, it's 8 hours. 8 hours drive, so you can put Baltic Way on YouTube and you will see it. It's very touchy. Today it's easy. You just make even on Facebook and people will come. But in 1988, so far I don't know how these people were able to manage, how they got together, because it was not official, not on TV, not in radio, not in official newspapers. How they did it, no idea. But it's very touchy. So Baltic Way, YouTube, and kind of let it feel, yeah, because you must see it. So it started exactly here. Now it's behind me. So, sorry, I just have to correct the zoom. Yeah, great. So we are back. So Gediminas Prospect, Russian, even the embassies, and now we are going to look back to the cathedral from the side of the sun. At the top, St. Helen, on the left hand, St. Stanislav, on the right hand side, St. Casimir, the patrons not only of Lithuania but also of Poland, because quite a long time in history Poland and Lithuania were together. And here we have the feet down here in this tile. The Stebuklas, the miracles tile, you have to find for yourself, so I'm not going to show you. Anyway, this is the end of the tour. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you have enjoyed Vilnius, because it's quite beautiful city. It has lovely atmosphere, a lot of design shops, really great kitchen. I highly recommend it. It's my favorite, especially the shalty barshai, the cold beetroot soup. When it's hot, there's nothing better than shalty barshai. Try to make it home. It didn't work well, but yeah. So thank you. I will highly appreciate if you can support me on Prague, on PayPal, Praguebykaty at gmail.com, or on Buy Me a Coffee, Prague by Katy. See you soon, hopefully, and I am happy that you have enjoyed it. Borch is also good, but it's warm. Shalty barsha is cold. Yeah. So see you soon, hopefully next week, Sunday from Germany. Maybe on Sunday I will walk around the Užupio here and maybe do some clips, or let's see if I will post something. Anyway, have a lovely time and enjoy, and thanks for your support. Oh, sorry, my finger.